Imagine waking up one morning to find that every thought, every mistake, every plan you've ever made is on display for the world to see. No filters, no privacy settings, just raw, unprotected exposure. Money is one of the most sensitive topics in human interactions. It has the power to shape relationships, influence perceptions, and even determine opportunities. In 2025, where financial transparency is often encouraged, keeping your financial status private is not about secrecy, it's about control, security, and peace of mind. When people know too much about your financial situation, whether you are thriving or struggling, it invites opinions, assumptions, and sometimes even manipulation. If you are financially successful and vocal about it, you may attract admiration, but you will also invite expectations. Friends, distant relatives, or even acquaintances might start seeing you as a source of financial support. You may find yourself in uncomfortable situations where people expect you to lend money, invest in their ideas, or cover expenses in social settings. It is not about being selfish, but about recognizing that financial independence also means independence from external pressures. On the other hand, if you are struggling financially and make it widely known, it can affect the way people treat you. Some may pity you, while others may distance themselves from you entirely. In professional environments, revealing financial hardships can impact your perceived value. Employers, colleagues, or potential business partners might assume that desperation will make you accept lower pay or unfavorable deals. Keeping your financial status private allows you to maintain control over how you navigate challenges without unnecessary interference or judgment. Privacy in financial matters is also a form of security. In an era where identity theft and cyber fraud are at an all-time high, broadcasting your financial situation, whether through social media, casual conversations, or even among friends, can make you a target. The more people know about your income, savings, or investments, the more vulnerable you become to scams, fraudulent schemes, or even personal betrayals. Not everyone who smiles in your face has your best interests at heart. Some people view financial success as an opportunity for their own gain. Another reason to keep your financial matters private is to avoid unnecessary competition or comparison. Money can be a source of tension in relationships, and once financial details are out in the open, it often leads to unspoken rivalries. People may start comparing salaries, lifestyles, or assets, creating an environment of envy or superiority. This dynamic can erode friendships, strain family bonds, and make social interactions feel transactional rather than genuine. Moreover, financial privacy allows you to focus on your own goals without external influence. When too many people are aware of your financial moves, opinions start flooding in, whether it's about how you should spend, invest, or save. While advice can be valuable, unsolicited opinions can create doubt, hesitation, and even regret. Making financial decisions should be based on careful planning, personal values, and long-term vision rather than the expectations of others. Your financial status is a deeply personal aspect of your life. Keeping it private is not about hiding, it's about protecting your freedom, security, and peace of mind. The less people know, the more control you have over your own financial journey. The most powerful moves in life are often made in silence. In a world that encourages sharing every detail of our lives, keeping your next move private is not about being secretive, it's about being strategic. When you reveal your plans too soon, you expose them to unnecessary scrutiny, doubt, and even sabotage. Not everyone needs to know your next step, because not everyone is rooting for you. One of the biggest risks of sharing your next move too early is inviting opinions that may plant seeds of doubt in your mind. People naturally project their own fears, limitations, and experiences onto others. If you tell someone about a new business venture, a career switch, or even a personal development goal, their immediate response might be skepticism. Are you sure that's a good idea? What if it doesn't work out? I heard someone tried that and failed. While some advice may come from a place of concern, much of it is based on personal bias rather than actual wisdom. The more voices you allow into your decision-making process, the harder it becomes to trust your own instincts. Another danger of oversharing your plans is the potential for external interference. When too many people are aware of your intentions, you open the door for others to either copy your ideas or create obstacles in your path. In competitive industries, announcing your next business move can give competitors the opportunity to act first. In personal matters, revealing relationship plans or financial moves can lead to unnecessary meddling from those who may not have your best interests at heart. By keeping your next step private, you maintain control over your timeline and execution, ensuring that your efforts remain undisturbed by outside influences. There's also a psychological advantage to moving in silence. When you talk about a goal before achieving it, your brain receives a small dose of the satisfaction that should come from actual accomplishment. This can reduce motivation and make you feel as though progress is happening when in reality, nothing has changed. On the other hand, when you keep your aspirations private, the only way to gain validation is by taking real action. Here, this creates a stronger sense of accountability and discipline, pushing you to follow through with your plans rather than just talk about them. Keeping your next move to yourself also prevents unnecessary pressure. When you announce a big goal or decision, people begin to expect results. This can add stress and create a fear of failure, making you more hesitant to take risks or pivot if necessary. When you work in silence, you have the freedom to experiment, make mistakes, and adjust your approach without external judgment. You can focus on the process rather than the perception. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your journey. Your next move is yours to make, and the fewer people who know about it, the smoother your path will be. Silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. Let your success make the announcement for you. Family is one of the most sacred aspects of life, and in a world where personal lives are constantly on display, keeping family matters private is an act of protection, not secrecy. The dynamics within a family are complex, filled with deep emotions, shared history, and personal struggles that outsiders may never fully understand. When you expose those dynamics to the public, you invite unnecessary opinions, interference, and even judgment that can disrupt the harmony within your home. One of the biggest dangers of oversharing family issues is that once they leave the walls of your home, you lose control over how they are perceived and interpreted. Friends, colleagues, and even strangers will form their own opinions, often without knowing the full story. What you see as a simple complaint about a sibling or parent can quickly turn into gossip, leading to misunderstandings and resentment. The more people involved in a family issue, the harder it becomes to resolve within the family unit itself. Keeping matters private allows room for genuine discussions, understanding, and healing without external noise influencing the outcome. Another reason to keep family matters private is to maintain respect and dignity. Every family goes through challenges, disagreements, financial struggles, personal conflicts, but airing these issues publicly can permanently damage relationships. A moment of frustration might lead to a public rant about a parent, a spouse, or a sibling, but once words are spoken or posted online, they cannot be taken back. While you may move past an argument, others may not forget so easily. Friends or extended family who hear about these issues may start treating your loved ones differently, creating unnecessary tension. Protecting your family's privacy ensures that respect remains intact, even in difficult times. Privacy also prevents unnecessary comparisons and pressures. Every family has its own rhythm, traditions, and ways of handling life. Sharing too much about family dynamics can open the door for unsolicited advice or judgment from people who do not understand the nuances of your relationships. Whether it's how you were raised, how you parent your children, or how you support your family, outside perspectives can sometimes create doubt and pressure to conform to societal expectations. What works for one family may not work for another, and the less you expose your personal matters, the more freedom you have to live on your own terms. Keeping family matters private also strengthens trust within the home. When family members know that personal struggles or disagreements won't be broadcast to others, they feel safer opening up. Privacy creates a sense of security, allowing family members to be vulnerable without fear of judgment or betrayal. Strong family bonds are built on trust, and that trust is easily broken when personal matters become public knowledge. Not every story needs an audience, and not every problem needs outside intervention. Family is meant to be a place of refuge, a space where love, trust, and understanding thrive. The more you protect what happens within those walls, the stronger your family foundation will be. Privacy is not about hiding, It's about preserving what truly matters. Relationships are built on trust, communication, and mutual respect, and one of the most important ways to protect that foundation is by keeping relationship issues private. In an age where people share their lives online and seek validation from others, it can be tempting to discuss relationship struggles with friends, social media, or even colleagues. However, airing out personal conflicts in public spaces can do more harm than good, turning temporary problems into long-term damage. Co-creator Robert Kiyosaki shares on Facebook, "My confusion over my wife having daily seizures, and it's gotten so bad that I'm taking Prozac." When you share relationship issues with too many people, you invite multiple perspectives, opinions, and judgments that may not align with the reality of your relationship. Friends and family, while well-meaning, will often take sides, give biased advice, or project their own experiences onto your situation. What might have been a small disagreement between you and your partner can quickly escalate when outsiders add their voices. It might seem far-fetched to say that you want a futility disqualification. Suddenly, instead of working through a problem together, you find yourself defending your relationship to others or feeling pressure to act based on external expectations rather than personal truth. Another risk of discussing relationship struggles publicly is that people rarely forget what you tell them, even after you and your partner have moved on. You may vent about a fight, a mistake, or a moment of frustration, but once the issue is resolved, those around you may still hold on to what you said. Friends or family may develop negative perceptions of your partner based on temporary emotions, creating tension in your social circles. Over time, this can lead to unnecessary strain, making it difficult for others to fully support your relationship. Social media, in particular, has made oversharing relationship issues even more damaging. A vague, emotional post about being betrayed or unappreciated may feel like an outlet in the moment, but it invites speculation and unwanted opinions from people who have no real insight into your relationship. Worse, it can create unnecessary embarrassment for both partners. If the issue is eventually resolved, the public nature of the conflict lingers, leaving a stain on the relationship that is difficult to erase. Privacy, on the other hand, allows couples to work through challenges without the weight of outside judgment or digital records of temporary struggles. Keeping relationship issues private also fosters a healthier dynamic between partners. When conflicts are handled within the relationship rather than through external influences, couples learn to communicate better, build deeper trust, and develop stronger problem-solving skills. Seeking advice from a close, trusted confidant or professional can be helpful, but the majority of relationship issues should be handled between the people in the relationship. Ultimately, relationships thrive in an environment of safety and understanding. The fewer people involved in your personal struggles, the more space you have to grow, heal, and strengthen your bond. Not every disagreement needs an audience, and not every challenge needs outside validation. By keeping relationship matters private, you protect not only your partner's dignity, but also the sacred connection that makes your relationship unique. STV2 was evaluated in both. This is all about accepting pain and releasing challenged core issues without ego or pride or self-esteem. True kindness is not about recognition, applause, or validation. It is about the quiet act of making a difference without expecting anything in return. In a world where social media often turns generosity into a performance, keeping acts of kindness private is a testament to sincerity. When you do good deeds, whether through charity, helping a friend in need, or supporting a stranger, the impact should be the priority, not the acknowledgement. The moment kindness is broadcast for validation, its purity is diluted. One of the most powerful aspects of private kindness is that it allows you to give without the burden of ego. When acts of generosity become a means of gaining approval or admiration, they shift from being selfless to being performative. The focus moves away from the person in need and onto the giver, making the act more about image than impact. True kindness does not seek an audience. It is rooted in the desire to help, support, and uplift others without expecting praise. Keeping acts of kindness private also prevents unintended consequences. When good deeds are publicized, they can sometimes create feelings of obligation or discomfort for the recipient. People who are struggling may not want their hardships highlighted, even if the intention is pure. Publicizing a good deed can make someone feel like they owe you something or that their vulnerability has been exposed. Don't. By keeping kindness private, you allow the recipient to maintain their dignity and receive help without added pressure. Additionally, acts of kindness done in silence have a deeper and more lasting impact. When people know they are being watched, their responses may be influenced by social expectations rather than genuine gratitude. But when kindness is given freely, without an audience, it becomes more meaningful. The person receiving the act of kindness understands that it was done out of true compassion, not for the sake of external recognition. This creates a sense of trust and authenticity that publicized acts often lack. Furthermore, private kindness fosters a habit of generosity that is not dependent on external validation. If kindness is always attached to acknowledgement, it can become conditional, only done when there is an opportunity for praise. But when kindness is given in silence, it becomes a way of life rather than an occasional performance. It allows you to cultivate a sense of fulfillment from within, knowing that you are making a difference even if no one sees it. Another reason to keep acts of kindness private is to inspire a culture of humility. The most profound changes in the world often come from people who do good without seeking credit. Many of history's greatest philanthropists and humanitarians gave in silence, knowing that the true reward of kindness is in the impact, not the recognition. By choosing to give privately, you reinforce the idea that kindness is about the act itself, not the status it brings. Kindness is most powerful when it is genuine, and nothing is more genuine than giving without expecting the world to notice. The true reward of kindness is not in how many people see it, but in the quiet transformation it creates in the lives of others. Your personal weaknesses are one of the most intimate parts of who you are. They represent your vulnerabilities, fears, and areas where you feel the most insecure. While acknowledging and working on them is essential for growth, exposing them to the wrong people can leave you open to judgment, manipulation, and unnecessary setbacks. Not everyone deserves access to the parts of you that are still under construction. Keeping your weaknesses private is not about pretending to be perfect. It is about protecting yourself from those who may use them against you. One of the greatest dangers of sharing your weaknesses openly is that not everyone who listens has your best interests at heart. While some people may seem supportive, others may use your vulnerabilities as leverage. In professional settings, revealing self-doubt or struggles too freely can impact the way colleagues or superiors perceive your abilities. It may lead to being overlooked for opportunities, underestimating your potential, or even taken advantage of. In personal relationships, disclosing your deepest insecurities to the wrong people can result in emotional manipulation, where your fears are used to control or influence your decisions. Additionally, when weaknesses are shared too openly, they can invite unnecessary criticism and negative energy. Everyone has an opinion, but not all opinions are constructive. Some people will judge you based on your struggles rather than your strengths, defining you by your flaws rather than your efforts to overcome them. This can create a cycle of self-doubt, making you feel even more insecure about the very things you are trying to improve. Privacy allows you to work on your weaknesses in a way that is healthy and free from external pressure. Keeping your personal struggles private also preserves your self-respect. Constantly discussing what you perceive as your flaws can reinforce them in your own mind, making them feel bigger than they actually are. When you repeatedly talk about your shortcomings, you give them power. Instead of allowing them to define you, it is more effective to acknowledge them internally and take quiet, deliberate steps to improve. Growth happens in the effort, not in the announcement. Moreover, privacy gives you control over your own narrative. When you share weaknesses freely, you give others the ability to shape how you are seen. Instead of being recognized for your strengths and resilience, you may be remembered for your struggles. People's perceptions are often shaped by what they hear first, and if what they hear is a list of insecurities, that can become the lens through which they view you. By keeping your weaknesses private, you allow yourself the space to evolve without being trapped by past limitations. Not every part of your journey needs to be public. While seeking guidance and support from trusted individuals is valuable, selectively choosing who you confide in is essential. Some battles are meant to be fought in silence, and some growth is most powerful when it happens away from the eyes of others. Protect your weaknesses, work on them quietly, and let your strength speak for itself. In a world that constantly pushes for more exposure, more sharing, and more validation, true power lies in knowing what to keep private. Privacy is not about secrecy, it is about protection of your peace, your progress, and your personal growth. When you guard your financial status, you maintain control over your resources and avoid unnecessary judgment or expectations. Keeping your next move private allows you to focus on execution without interference or doubt. Protecting your family matters ensures that the sacred bonds within your home remain strong and untainted by outside influence. Keeping relationship issues within the relationship itself fosters trust, growth, and healthy communication. Acts of kindness, when done in silence, preserve the purity of generosity, making the impact more meaningful. Shielding your personal weaknesses from public view allows you to work on them without the weight of judgment or manipulation. Not everything valuable needs to be visible. The things that matter most in life, your plans, your struggles, your kindness, deserve to be protected from unnecessary exposure. In 2025 and beyond, let privacy be your strength, discretion be your wisdom, and silence be your power. Move with intention, share with purpose, and let your success, your growth, and your character speak louder than any announcement ever could.